welcome to the Going Home Workshop, Lesson 1. This is the section we're going to work on in Lesson 1. Click on the link below if you want to access all the lessons as well as the first few free lessons and sheet music. And we're going to start out on a C. We'll do the embellishments in a moment, so don't worry about that doubling quite yet. So we're going from our introductory note E down to C. And then right back up to E. So for E, we have our ring finger lifted on our top hand, bottom hand pinky fingers lifted. That's our E position. We're going to drop down to a C, drop down the ring finger, drop down the pinky finger. At the same time, lift up those middle two fingers to get to C. We go right back up to E, and then we do an E strike, striking down with the ring finger. So after that E strike, we hold that E for a good while, and then we drop down to the C, and then we go down one more note to the B. So to get from C to B, lift up that pinky finger, drop down one finger, and you should have two fingers up. And then just drop right down to low A. You can get there with a low G strike, but we'll talk about that when we do embellishments here in a moment. But before we get to embellishments, just to talk a little bit about timing. So timing, this tune is a 6/8, so a 6/8 timing here. So that means there's 6 beats in every bar. The bars are the spaces in between where there's vertical lines, so 6 beats in those sections, and the 8th note gets the beat. That's what the 8 tells us. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. The 1 and the 4 are the main downbeats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Often what we do as you know, if we're tapping our foot to this or marching, we'd often just do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We just tap the main 2 downbeats, beats 1 and beats 4. So there's a little 6/8 lesson for you. So in this case, if we're doing all 6 beats, our quarter note gets 2 beats. So that first C, dun, dun, that first C gets 2 beats. The first E gets 1 beat. So that's the first 3 beats of the bar. C, E, E. And then the second E gets all the next 3 beats. And that's the 6 beats of bar 1. C, E, E, C, D, C, B, C, B, A. Exact same timing, but just different notes in that second bar. C gets 2 beats, B gets 1 beat, low A gets 3 beats. So same timing as the first bar, just different notes. So let's talk about embellishments now that we've chatted a bit about timing, we've chatted a bit about notes. And again, the link's below for all these lessons and some sheet music for you if you'd like to check that out. So talking about embellishments, we're going from E, we got to get to that C with a C doubling. So to get from E down to C, we're going to get there with a G grace note. Top finger of the top hand lifts. We go down to that C, top finger comes down. So the top finger has to be the first to initiate the whole movement and the last to come down. And as soon as that top finger comes down, we're doing our second grace note, 2 grace notes, 2, make a doubling. Our second grace note is a D grace note, up and down with the top finger of the bottom hand. And if you're new to doublings, that can be a bit of a headache. That can take some practice, even if you just want to start out with the G grace note. And if you're brand new to this and you want to just put the embellishments on hold for a while, that's all okay too. Just depends where you're at in your piping journey. So we have another 2 embellishments in this first bar from that C. We're going right back up to E, and we're getting there with a G grace note, no doubling this time. Just the big fat G grace note finger comes up. We go to our E, big fat G grace note finger comes down, and we're on the E, and then on immediately the next beat, we're there for a beat, and then the next beat we do our E strike with that ring finger. Sounds familiar, right? We got another C doubling from the E. So, and if you're just, I just had a thought. If you're wondering, where did you get this very first E, Alec? I'm not seeing in the sheet music. So it's quite common, not for every pipe tune, but a lot of pipe tunes will just start into the tune as before the main downbeat. E is our introductory note. So that's where I got that first E to C business with that E to C doubling. But now going in the second bar, we have the exact same thing. So that E to C get with a doubling. So if you paused the video a few moments ago and worked on that, oh, awesome, because you're reaping the benefit now. And here, C doubling, and then we're going to go to B. The sheet music I have shows a G grace note down to that B. I like to do an E grace note. I don't know why. If you're piping solo and not if you're in a pipe band, yeah, everybody's got to do the same thing. But if you're doing your own, you can do what you want. So I like doing an E grace note. So I'll give you both options. So C down to B. If you're doing a G grace note, you gotta lift that top finger first, go to that B, and then top finger comes down. If you're doing the E grace note, it's the bottom finger of the top hand. And don't do both, do one or the other. So that's a little bit different sound. That ring finger comes up, you go to the B position, ring finger comes down. Whatever way you want to do, you're going to end up on that B for a beat. Next beat, you're doing that low G strike to low A. And if your fingers aren't on the holes, you'll hear that. You want that nice crisp sound, low G and then low A. And that you're not hanging out on that low G for a beat. You're not there hardly at all. It's bottom, it's right away. You want to hit that low A on the beat. You're not hanging out on that low G very long. So let's put it all together. This lesson one that we've got, I'll play it first without embellishments, then I'll play it with embellishments. I might have a hankering to do a little bit more than lesson one because I can't wait to see in lesson two. Click on the link below to check out lesson two. I'll start on the E introductory note. So there's the embellishment version. Here's no embellishments.